Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to game number 1 between Liquid Tyler and Liquid TLO. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have Liquid TLO as the red Terran player. And here we have Liquid Tyler as the blue Protoss player. Of course, this game is from MLG Anaheim 2011. This was played in the pool stages. So Liquid Tyler, of course, fighting his way through the open bracket to make it to pool play and have the chance to advance further into the championship bracket, possibly into the winner's championship bracket if he does well enough. If you don't know the results already, I won't spoil them for you. But also, if he doesn't do as well, maybe get second or something like that, he does advance further in the loser side of the championship bracket. So being in pool play in general is really going to help you. Okay, so this map is MLG Shakuros Plateau. Actually, I should introduce myself too. I am Silence. I'm 21 years old, and I am a Canadien. Although that was like my pronunciation of French Canadian, but yeah, whatever. I'm not actually French though. I do an impeccable British accent, of course. I'm Total Biscuit. I could actually probably do a little bit better Total Biscuit accent, but British in general, basically just defer to Total Biscuit when you hear British and StarCraft 2. Well, at least that's what I do. Anyway, we have an assimilator here for Liquid Tyler, and similarly, we have a refinery for Liquid TLO. So we might see a quick factory from him, or we can see a very common 2-racks opening with Marauder, although a Marauder Marine here, it's going to take a little bit longer time. Marauders are pretty slow trying to travel across the map, especially cross-map like this. And actually, something I want to point out with Liquid Tyler that I've noticed actually from watching a bunch of his replays in general, what he likes to do with his Nexus is instead of taking a probe here, like say what I would do when I am playing StarCraft, I'll take a probe here. I'm like, okay, probe, you're going to build something and you're going back to mining. What Tyler will do is he has this build timed out to where basically his Nexus will rally out to a point here, and then he'll use that probe that just got built to build a pylon. And if you're wondering why he does that, it's because of the fact that if you take probes off here, it's going to sort of interrupt the quote-unquote rhythm of the mining here. As you can see, a lot of probes paired up here. They're happy. They're happy probes. Like, hey, I got my buddy. We're like mining together. This is great. Life's awesome. Fantastic. Just little things like that helps Tyler smoothen things out. Let's say. Seeing a sentry out for Liquid Tyler here. Meanwhile, we have a factory being constructed. TLO has actually stopped mining gas and is saving up minerals, as we can see. We're going to be seeing a very fast expansion. Not a very fast expansion, I shouldn't say that. We're going to just see not your typical expansion you'd actually see against Protoss. Usually, Terrans do typically go for Marauders. It's a little bit safer if you can get concussive shells and whatnot, but I'm sure TLO has really worked out the kinks of this thing, and he's actually going for Marine Hellion. Meanwhile, we see a very, I hate saying very fast, but a faster robotic facility for Liquid Tyler, as well as an additional gateway. Most likely be seeing a fast observer to scout TLO's base. And then based off of what Tyler sees there, he will choose what to do. Looks like Tyler is going to be making a third gateway now. Very, very common build for Tyler to transition out of this is a 2-forge. You open up basically is with a 3-gate robo, which is what Tyler has done here, and then he gets 2 forges and gets very fast upgrades, pretty much constantly chrono boosting out upgrades, both attack and armor at the same time. Very effective, especially if it goes unchecked by TLO. It could do a lot of damage, and actually TLO getting a fairly fast Ghost Academy here. We may see some kind of Ghost EMP push here with a little bit of Hellion harass. Hellions are actually moving outside the map here. Clearing out the watchtower, giving TLO some sight, and moving up into the base of Tyler. He's going to be met with the force of a couple Zealots and some sentries. Of course, Hellions faster than both those units, but of course, you can't run through force fields now, can you? And actually, both Hellions get taken out with actually one Hellion taking out one sentry, so not a terrible trade for TLO. He does lose 2 Hellions there. He does take out 1 sentry. Not the greatest of trades, but he does get the valuable scouting information that, okay, you know, Tyler isn't doing some kind of, you know, 4-gate or something like that. 4-gate. I say it like I'm depressed, you know. Oh, the 4-gate. Oh my god. Okay, so 2 very fast ghosts. Now this is a very fast ghost. It's not very fast to get like 1 ghost, but if you're getting 2 at the same time, TLO has this planned out pretty well. Pretty well. Seeing a starport added on as well as a reactor to the factory. Now, I can't say that he's going to switch up the factory and starport. I'm going to say he does, though, just judging on the timing that he made that reactor. Because it's going to finish up pretty much right when the starport finishes up. So that kind of gives me an indicator that he's not going to get that reactor just for Hellions, although it seems like he's loving his Hellions right now, and Marines. Meanwhile, back in Liquid Tyler's base, we do see the double forge as well as a Twilight Council. Of course, the Twilight Council allows you to get your +2 upgrades, I guess. That's what they're called. I was trying to think of it as, you just call it weapons and shields and armor, but +2 upgrades is a little bit more concise, as well as a robotics bay. Can be very key in dealing with Ghosts, although Ghosts still very effective, even with the Colossus out on le field. So yes, the factory in fact did get switched up with the starport, and the factory still yet producing Hellions. We're now seeing Marauders from TLO. This one Marauder going to be a brave soul and move out. And we're actually seeing a nuke. Ooh, nuclear bombs. Nuclear freaking bomb from TLO. Very interested to see what he might try to do here to Liquid Tyler. So now we're seeing this push by TLO. I don't think that Tyler has any indication of what is going on here, although the Observer does have a lot of information about what the tech structures are there for TLO. This push timing, yeah, okay, Tyler does spot it. He's moving towards Upton, his base. I'm guessing he's assuming that TLO is going to drop him with these 2 medevacs. Kind of doing a 2 medevac timing, and the nuke is finished for TLO right now. And TLO is going to be moving forward here up into the main. There's actually no units for Liquid Tyler. Oh, and the nuke is at the natural, trying to prevent Tyler from even moving down his ramp to defend this attack. EMP is going off on all the things, and it looks like Tyler is going to be forced to sack this Nexus with an absolute, I'm not going to say perfect, but brilliant positioning here by Liquid TLO, denying the fact that, oh, you just can't come down your ramp now. And oh no, Tyler losing a Colossus for basically for free. TLO picking up units. Unfortunately, those force fields are going to be working against Tyler right now. And oh man, just brilliant. You know, you can pick up units and then he drops them in the main and just splits his forces right now. And you know, it's not like those units in the medevac are useless now. They're going to come down here and do some damage. A lot of players would just kind of be like, okay, I've done my attack or whatever, you know, whatever. And I think that's kind of what Tyler was sort of expecting there. And then TLO really realized the fact that, oh, hey, you're not reacting to this right now. I'm just going to drop up here, and now I'm going to split your forces up. And unfortunately, Liquid Tyler almost reacting too much there to that initial, from what he initially saw with those 2 medevacs. He was like, okay, I'm just going to send all my units up here, which was unfortunately the incorrect decision. If TLO had dropped in there, it would have worked out beautifully, and I'd be singing Tyler's praises right now. So, you know, it's kind of a give and take for Tyler. It was almost just sort of unfortunate for him. Anyway, we do see him retaking his Nexus. Let's take a look back at TLO's base here. He's added on a few more barracks, adding on a reactor. 2 more reactors, that is. Actually, very many SCVs here. Oh, 3. Wow, that's like 1 billion reactors. 3 reactors being made. We're seeing that 3rd base has been taken now, getting an orbital at the 3rd base instead of a planetary, feeling very secure. He did very well in that last attack. He took out a lot of units. And TLO's Viking count is increasing because of that presence of Le Colossus. Nexus is almost done for Liquid Tyler. We have a patrolling SCV between the 3rd and 4th. TLO being very smart. If a Protoss player was pretty far behind, and he wanted to try and squeak out an expansion. You know, that's one thing that he might try to do to catch up, and TLO's gonna be spotting that here. Of course, this spot he's not gonna see, but that's a little bit more risky to be taking this spot. We're gonna get a little bit closer to the Terran. It's not quite that easily to defend, especially with the smaller army count right now. Speaking of army counts, what do we have for units? Oh my goodness, 156 to 104 supply. We have a nuke. That nuke is in the units count. Awesome. Actually, I don't think I even knew that. Frickin' sweet. TLO sending out marauders to the watchtower so he can gain sight. We're seeing cloak being researched. Right on. We already have ghost energy. So that means that when ghosts are made, they're going to be popping out with EMP readily available to them. Meanwhile, looks like Liquid Tyler's Double Forge has been paying off here. He's got 2/2 armor and attack, and looks like he's actually wanting to attack with Speed Zealots, Archons, and Un Colossus. I don't know why I'm speaking French, to be honest. I don't do this at all, actually. I don't actually say that. That sounds really dumb. I'm actually gonna stop that now. Vikings scouting in, sees that Liquid Tyler has moved now to the middle of the map. TLO getting extremely annoying by building a bunker over here, and this Zealot's gonna have something to say about it. Meanwhile, these Vikings are looking for pot shots on the Colossus. TLO doing some very nice damage to the Colossus. Stimming forward here. Force field's going down. Charge Zealots moving forward here. EMP is going down, and oh my goodness. TLO is looking, I can't tell. It's actually fairly even at this point right now. Charge Zealots are very good. More and more EMPs being taken down here. Looks like the Archon is being focus fired. Vikings are landing now. And it looks like TLO cleans this up with relative ease. Some damages, were suffered in that battle. Wasn't quite as one-sided as actually I was expecting it to be. Tyler did have a pretty good position, but there are some very key EMPs for Liquid TLO. And you can see in the supply count here, 140 to 72 right now in favor of TLO, while that third base is making now for Liquid Tyler. Getting more and more charge lots on the ways, many gateways. Kind of boosting out more and more Colossus. +3 attack for Liquid Tyler. And now TLO is looking to mount an offensive here, possibly a doom drop, or just, a straight up attack at the front. Scans the front, going to be taking out this pylon. Nuking. I'm guessing he's nuking there, just because of the fact that if he wanted to retreat here, he's going to be able to easily retreat. You know what? And he just cancels that. Yeah, no, you don't need that thing to land, really. You don't want to accidentally run into it and just lose your entire army, because that would be embarrassing. That would be. I mean, it's a nuke is pretty awesome, but it'd be kind of embarrassing. Actually, TLO making 2 more Ghost Academies at the moment. I actually don't want to flip back to his base because I know, pretty sure there's going to be some crazy action going on here. Okay, these ghosts are cloaked. Tons of EMPs hitting all of Tyler's units. Unfortunately, they have no shields. And it looks like TLO is just going to smash through this force. Not a chance in the world for Tyler. And 1G, TLO GG's, and we get a GN from Liquid Tyler. So Liquid TLO takes game number 1 on Shakura's Plateau. Game number 2 is going to be on MLG Shattered Temple, I believe it is. Hopefully I'll see you guys there. I am Silence. See you later.